It is Tuesday, April 6th when this is going up. We are into the second quarter of 2021, just barely. And this week, Timely Tuesday, we're going to be talking about my absolute number one favorite thing to do for our clients. We're going to be talking this week and the next few weeks about how to turn on, activate, and make work for you what we call your money magnet. So if you're looking to almost magically, it seems like, attract to yourself, pull towards you the results, the money, the sales, and the people that you want to have in your business and your life, that's what we're getting into this week. Stick around. Let's make it happen. Okay. So your money magnet. This is based upon a number of things that you may have heard over the years that about 7 or 8 years ago, we really decided to bring some science to and then take that and make it super practical. So the results that we have seen with our clients, and we now have dozens, if not hundreds, of case studies where we've got super specific results that people have, I'm going to say, attracted, magnetized into their business and their life. I'm talking about people who have had their best quarters, their best years ever. They've achieved levels of production and income that they've never achieved before. They've broken records without working harder than they did, even under adverse circumstances. In most cases, turning on your money magnet is the key to working smarter instead of harder. Channeling and utilizing some natural principles of energy and your brain to make things happen super fast and in a very effortless manner. So this week we're going to get into, I'll call it the first ingredient of this. There's fundamentally three ingredients, three sort of pieces of the puzzle that you're going to need to have in place if you want to do this turn on your money magnet thing, which works gorgeously well. The number one thing is clarity. We talk a lot about this with our clients. You've heard me talk about this in our video series. And listen, we're not going to get into the super in-depth lesson. We're not going to get into all of like the quantum physics and neuroscience here about why clarity is such a key component. If you want the in-depth, scientific, awesome how-to implementation lesson, please attend our online masterclass that's happening April 20th. Rob Zabersky, our number one instructor, is going to be delivering that. For right now, I'm going to skip all the science and cut directly to the chase of why this is important and what we mean by clarity. There's a couple of sayings that you may have heard. If you've studied personal development at all, you may have heard of the idea that what you want wants you. You may have also heard me quote Janet Atwood in talking about how when you're clear about what you want will show up, but only to the degree that you are clear. Not positive, but clear. When you have a clear picture in your mind of what it is that you want to see manifest and accomplished in your life, it is shocking to see just how quickly your subconscious brain will make that happen. Short version of this brain science and all of this is that you've got this center of horsepower in your brain that turns on your manifestation abilities, activates the law of attraction, if you want to call it that. I just call it your money magnet that resides firmly in your subconscious brain. One of the key things that you need to understand about your subconscious brain, one, is that it has a huge amount of horsepower. If you attend the masterclass, you'll hear us talk about the ant and the elephant. It's literally like you have a giant, incredibly strong and really deeply connected part of your brain that wants to go get you results and is beautifully equipped to do so with people, with money, with energy, with physical health, with whatever you need it to manifest. And the only main thing that it needs is simply a picture of what you want to accomplish. Your brain, literally, if it can see, hey, here's where we're going, it just kind of goes, all right, boom, and like a missile starts moving there quickly. I'll give you a couple of examples of what I'm talking about. I've got a client up in northeast Wisconsin who has, for the longest time, been working towards hitting an individual production goal and recently made some decisions and said, you know what, I want to grow my team and I'd like to have she's a financial planner. I'd like to have a fully licensed paraplanner in my office so that I can have them in-house to train them and take care of my client overflow because I'm just busy enough. That's what I need. Historically, my client had trouble hiring people and keeping good people. So we did hiring a little bit differently for her. And I said, okay, just let's just get a clear picture of really what you want in that chair. She wrote it out. I want this type of person. I want them to be, I want them to be licensed. I want them to be super sharp. They don't necessarily need to have a ton of experience. In fact, somebody who's kind of new to the industry and doesn't have any bad habits yet, that would probably be pretty good. I want this, that, and the other thing. And I said, great, write it down, get a clear picture of it, go to sleep with that picture every night. We were expecting that it would take a good year to find this person. I'm not kidding you. 2 weeks later, person magically showed up on Facebook. It was somebody from her past that she had known in high school that turned out to be the perfect fit. And it's awesome that way. I've got another client of mine he's an insurance agent and recently had him redo his vision statement and one of the things that he wanted in his life. And again, we're talking about a picture. In his case, we were talking about a picture of this is going to happen, sometime within the next 3 to 5 years. And he got this very clear picture that, man, I live here in the northern part of the United States, and I love going down where it's warm. I'd like to have a vacation home, a second home in this one area of Florida. And you know what? If that happens sometime in the next 3 to 5 years, great. I'd love that. And we were pretty loose about the timeline with him, but he was very clear about, I want a piece of property that's going to cost this much, which means I'm going to need to make this much money, which means I'm going to need, and I want this, I want that, I want a hot tub, I want a big garage so I can bring my boat down there with me and share it with all my friends and clients. And yeah, there was a much longer list that I won't bore you with all the details. But yeah, if this can happen, my goodness, if this picture could manifest in the next few years, man, that would be cool. And then I'm talking to him a week and a half later. He's like, Roger, you're not going to believe what just happened. My dad was just down in Florida with me, and I just got off the phone with him, and it looks like we may have found the exact property that I had envisioned in my mind. And listen, I could tell you story after story after story about how when you get clear in your mind with something like a vision statement in the bigger picture, a keystone goal like Rob talked about last week in the shorter term, when you get clear in your mind about what you want to have happen, what you want to see manifest in your business or your life, and then you get clear about why you want that, and then you just go, I cannot tell you how it becomes the rule rather than the exception, that those things, pow, the opportunity for them, in many cases, the actual money itself manifests exponentially faster than we believe. And it's all predicated on you've got to upgrade your clarity. You simply got to make a decision and give your brain a clear picture of where you want that missile to go, and it will go there. So implement this. When you're clear about what you want will show up. but only to the degree that you're clear. Get that picture, get moving, come on back next week, and we'll talk about the second ingredient for turning on that money magnet. Ingredient number 1 is clarity. Start with that, and we'll see you next week. Hey, before you go, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, if you haven't liked this video, please do that already. And if you haven't gotten signed up for the April 20th online masterclass, check it out on our website, and we'll see you there. Have an awesome week.